Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedasi Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana, chapter 15 of Ayodhya Kanda. In the previous chapter, we saw while Dasharatha was still immersed deep in his sorrow, Sumantra came to meet him. And on seeing the distressed Dasharatha, he was also wondering. In the meantime, Kaikeyi commanded him to bring Sri Ramachandra in order to for the comfort of King Dasharatha, realizing that Sumantra went to the palace of Sri Ramachandra. When the night had given way to the dawn, Brahmins well versed in the Veda, together with the king's priests, came to the palace gate. With them came the counselors, the chiefs of army, and leading merchants to witness the installation of Rama, having risen, and the Pushya planet with Karata being auspicious. It brings that being the time at which Rama was born. Brahmins brought vessels of gold filled with water, a finely decorated throne, and a resplendent chariot with a seat spread with a tiger skin. Water was brought from the confluence of Ganga and Yamuna, and from the holy rivers, lakes, and wells, from the westward flowing streams, and those descending from great heights and flowing through the plains. From the seas also water was provided and stored in shining vessels of gold and silver, wherein lotus blooms floated, and on those surface sticks gulab and banyan were sprinkled. Honey, curds, clarified butter, kufa grass, and flowers were also provided. Beautifully adorned singing women were likewise present. Chamaras with handles of gold set with jewels, a beautiful canopy, scintillating and round as the moon, were furnished for the ceremony. Also, a white caparizon seat, a young elephant of great size, the Greek virgins gracefully attired, musicians with venas, bards, and those who proclaim the king's praise, everything required for the installation of the sovereign of dynasty of Ikshvaku was furnished by command of the king. Not beholding King Dasharatha at the appointed time, those present said, will announce our arrival to the monarch. The sun has risen, but the king has not come forth. Every preparation for the installation of Rama is now complete. While they were thus speaking, Sumantra, honored servant of the state, addressed the royal guests and Maharajas, saying, as commanded by the king, I purpose to bring Sri Rama before him. On my return, I will ask His Majesty for you who are worthy of honor and reason for the delay. The aged Sumantra came to the door of the inner apartment and entered unannounced. Prizing the royal dynasty of Raghu, he reached the chamber where the king was lying on the ground. Pouring forth praise, he approached the arras hanging before the king's chamber and said, O sovereign, may Surya, Kubera, Varuna, Agni, and Indra grant you victory. Goddess night has departed, dawn has come. Arise, O lion among kings. Brahmins, ambassadors, and chiefs of the forces have assembled and are desirous of seeing you. However, the king, rousing himself, said to his chief minister Sumantra, King Sri Rama, hear speedily. Why do you delay? I do not sleep. Go bring Sri Rama with all haste. Sumantra, bowing to the king, went forth to execute his commands. Thinking the installation of Rama to be near, he set out from the palace. passing joyfully along the royal route, gay with flags and banners, hearing on all sides people conversing of the coming event. He mingled with the happy throng, and after walking some distance, saw Sri Rama's palace, white as the peak of Mount Kailasha and fair as Indra's abode. Turrets adorned with golden images studded with coral and jewels rendered the palace resplendent like the winter clouds on the caverns of Mount Sumeru. The main gateway, decorated with wreaths of gem and pearls, was fragrant with sandalwood and amber trees, streets scented like Manayagiri mountain and abandoned with cranes and peacocks abounding with cranes and peacocks. Doors and walls of the inner apartments were decorated with paintings of lions, tigers, and wolves, pleasing to the eye and mind. The palace of Rama, resplendent as the sun and moon, furnished like the clay palace of Kubera, and equaling the abode of Indra, was surrounded by many kinds of birds who sported there. Men from distant lands in bejeweled apparel waited, bearing gifts in their hands, eager to behold Rama. Spacious palace was sumptuously furnished, and attendants serving there were men of small stature. Sri Sumantra, delighting the people in his chariot drawn by horses, came to the door of the palace, which was filled with untold wealth and surrounded by deer and peacocks, gladdening the heart. Entering the gates and greeting those near to Rama, Sumantra reached the door of the inner apartment, where also he heard everyone conversing of Sri Rama, and he rejoiced to hear them speaking of his glory. He beheld the inner enclosure, resplendent and lofty as Mount Meru, which was rendered charming by the presence of many deer and birds. There too he beheld those from various lands descending from their chariots bearing gifts. He observed an elephant equal to a hill in height, resembling a dark cloud, who had never known the touch of the gold and whose forehead was dripping with sweat. Its name was Shatrunjaya, and it stood prepared to carry Rama. Proceeding further, Sumantra beheld many charioteers and horsemen ready with their caparisoned horses. Continuing his way, Sri Rama's chief minister saw countless artists and poets gathered there. Passing through the multitude, he came to the private apartment of Sri Rama and challenged the great Sumantra, resembling a cloud, entered the apartment as a crocodile enters the calm-filled ocean. Thus ended chapter 15 of Ayodhya Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmir Puravasini, Swamaham Bharte Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Bye.